Hello and welcome to Guide 8. You're on the last edition of our white papers, and in this guide we're going to be talking about how you can take what you've learnt from the previous 7 guides and see how they can all work together. So, as before, you can download it straight away. This guide itself is going to give you specific examples of how all these different mediums can work together, be it SEO, landing pages, paid advertising. It's all there. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to quickly run through with you what to expect. As we know, we've covered 7 different guides. Now, this particular one here, as I've said previously, it's to do with an example. So, the example I'm going to give you in this case here, let's just say you're a very small language school. Yeah, you're an independent, you're based in, say, I'm going to use Brighton again, or let's just say, let's make it a bit more varied. Let's say you're based in Tunbridge Wells in Kent. Now, as a language school, typically what are you looking to do? You're looking to get more students to enrol. So it could be adult students who are looking to develop their understanding of a better, a new language for personal reasons, or it could be, let's say more specific, let's just say you're aiming at individuals who are looking to go into a job role which requires them to speak Spanish, to generalise here. So, as a language school, what you need to do is you need to then come up with a kind of campaign to drive that traffic. So it's a B2C market, ideal. So first thing that comes to mind is Facebook. Let's just say you've got no one on your books so far, you're looking to promote a course in say 6 weeks to 2 months, maybe 3-4 months, I don't know. But what you need to then think about doing is, 1, what is the goal? So the goal is to increase sign-ups, interest into a particular course, so let's just go with Spanish. Goal number 2 is to inform potential customers, or students' potentials, of the benefits of being able to speak another language. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to be using content which is far more visually appealing, it's more digestible. So the first thing that comes to mind is we need to think about an infographic which explains the benefits of potentially learning a new language. So let's just say typically then we're doing this on learning Spanish. Let's say we're aiming at 18 to 30-year-olds who are looking to extend their CV kind of resume to say this is what is available. What we want to be doing then is we want to be first creating a landing page which is geared solely around that individual and their needs. So we're appealing to, let's say, 18 to 30-year-olds. And out of those 18 to 30-year-olds, they're going to be looking for, obviously, Spanish. That landing page itself, what needs to happen is you need to have a sign-up. So people then are going to land on it, they're going to sign up for the interest of the subject they're looking for. And then obviously what we're going to have is we're going to have some kind of promotional offer. So we have a landing page on the site, website, very important. The second part is how we're going to promote it. So of course you could promote through social media. If you've already got a following, then of course you could put out a post. But that's generally speaking not enough. What you then want to be doing is you want to be putting forward a bit of paid advertising. Now paid advertising can bridge into obviously Facebook, and it can bridge into Google paid. So in this case here, Facebook, we want to specify a demographic geographically very local. So we're going to focus just on Kent, because people aren't generally going to want to travel far, particularly if it's an evening course. And we want to focus on 18 to 30-year-olds. We could even specify on their salaries. We could specify on their personal circumstances. Whatever we want to do, we can focus on that, and that's what we're going to be pushing for Facebook. The next thing we want to be doing is you want to be pushing out on Google paid. Now the reason for that is you want to be pushing on the search network, which of course do ask us if you have any questions, but the reason we're going to be pushing on search is because people at that point are what we would consider in a consideration stage. So people who are in the consideration stage, what they're thinking is they're going, I'm actively thinking about learning a new language and I'm thinking about Spanish. So we can be very specific, and particularly using long tail keywords, which do ask us about that, I'm not going to go into it now, but you can be very specific in that case, and it's for people who are in the consideration stage. With social, yes, it's going to be very powerful for Facebook, but the reality is you're only promoted to people who you think who may be interested in this, but the reality is they're not in the consideration stage. So we're saying promote to. Now both of those mediums, be it Facebook or Google, we're going to be pushing them to the landing page. And the reason we're pushing them to the landing page is because it's all about relevancy. So they're going to land on that landing page, They're specifically looking for Spanish lessons and learning that language. And they're specifically looking perhaps for an offer, and they're specifically looking for somewhere geographically close to them. So we've got all of those down. Once you've actually obtained that sign up, someone could have just signed up for a bit of interest. They could have downloaded an infographic on the basis of learning a language. They may not have committed to actually sign up to a course. So then what we want to do is we want to start utilising e-marketing and how powerful that can actually be. Now e-marketing itself, once we've got that, we can then start sending them as a drip strategy, so an automated series of emails to say, here are the benefits for learning this. This is what's going on at this school. This is when the next event is. This is when we have an open day. And what you're doing is, obviously we don't want to get to the point where it's over bombarding them, but we're doing it in a scheduled manner where if the user hasn't engaged to actually sign up for the actual course, we're reminding them to say, well, these are the courses available. Because you've got to remember, someone who's come across perhaps on a Facebook ad who's seen learn Spanish, improve your CV, they're going to be in a position where they may actually not be thinking about it right there and then, but you want them to be considering you for the future. Or perhaps it is they want to learn Polish or German or whatever it may be. So following that process, it's all more detailed actually in the white paper. Click to download it, enjoy, it's been really fun giving this information out. Watch this space, we'll be giving more as and when we can.